Hey everybody, this is a short tutorial for sheet number C, and it would say find the slope and the y-intercept of each line. So if you're on C, you've already done B, so you should be pretty good about finding the slope. I will review it. Slope is rise over run, and you do need to know what type of slant it has, because the type of slant will determine if it's positive or if it's negative. So again, I encourage you to draw in this growth triangle. So it goes up 1 and it goes over 2. So remember, it's rise over run, and because it slants similar to this, we know it's a positive slope. I don't have to put anything else. Now the y-intercept. The y-intercept is simply where the line crosses the y-axis. So this is one of those things you have to know, because sometimes in a graph they won't have these labeled as x and y. But you need to know that the up and down one is the y, and the left to right one is the x. Now, these don't have any numbers on it, so assume that they go by 1. So that would be a 1, that would be a 1, this right here would be a -1 and -1. So this is another one of those things you have to know. You have to know that if this is the origin, it's 0, 0. When you go off to the right with the x-axis, it's positive. If you go off to the left, it's a negative. For the y-axis, if you go up, it's positive, and if you go down, it's negative. You just have to know that. So for the y-intercept, I just have to figure out where does this line cross the y. That's it. So I count up 1, 2, 3. It crosses onto 3. All right. So let's do this next one. First of all, I notice right off the bat that it is a positive slant. Whereas down here, this one right here would be a negative slant. So this one right here I know is a positive slant. So I'm going to draw my growth triangle. I'm just going to put a dashed line here. So it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if it goes over 5 and if it goes up 5, what is 5 divided by 5? So what is 5 over 5? So remember, it's rise over run. If you think 5 divided by 5 is 1, yep. So the slope is 1. Now the y-intercept. Now notice how it crosses right here where the x and the y meet. That means the y-intercept is 0. So I would expect you to put a 0 there. Now if I was writing this as an equation, be y equals, well, it would actually be y equals x. And you might say, well, it's a 1. Well, it'd be written like that if you put the 1, but that really means 1, 2. And there's no y-intercept behind it because it's 0. So your slope is 1, your y-intercept is 0, and the slope is 1 because if it goes up 5 and it goes over 5, 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So that should be everything you need to know in order to do well on part C. Make sure you watch the video over and over and over again if you need to, and make sure you watch the video before you ask questions. Because if you ask me a question and it was answered in the video, I'm going to assume you didn't really watch the video. And again, make sure you keep moving. It's not okay just to sit and say, well, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to do it. You need to make that effort to learn how to do it. Because remember, learning is a relatively permanent behavior process due to practice and or experience. So the more we practice, the more we experience this, the better we're going to get. So you won't get any better if you just sit and say, I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, bye.